This is a Global Energy Network podcast.
Hi, today we're joined by David Currie, Chairman of ProServ. David, can you just share who you are and what it is you do?
Yeah, I'm Chairman at ProServ. They're an Aberdeen headquartered company. Core technology is control systems. Facilities in the States, Middle East, here, Asia. Good company, good people.
Yeah.
I've been there. Davis, the CEO, would probably say too long. No, I've been there, gosh, I came in as CEO, then group CEO, then chairman. It's got to be 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
But good company, good technology, good people, good attitude to customers.
Yeah.
And great in their people. So it's good stuff.
And what about yourself? So, am I right? I remember speaking to you, you said your father was in the military.
Yeah, he was.
Right?
Yeah,
So you did a bit of travelling.
He was. My father was in the Royal Navy. So when I was young, we moved every 2-3 years. So I went to, I think the total was 14 different schools.
Wow.
Just
constant.
Forward.
And where was that? All over Europe?
All over UK and Ireland.
Okay.
So some years you had to work hard at school and some years you didn't, because you moved from the English system to the Scottish system.
So you were ahead or you were behind?
Done it all. Brilliant. Just muck about for a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, it's interesting because through my career, I've lived in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
And I've never found moving a problem.
Yeah.
It's always been easy.
Part of your life from early on.
And I think that's what it is, right? It's just the way you were
brought up.
I was brought up, yeah. So yeah, good.
Then you done degrees in HR and law.
I did.
So
a nightmare.
Did
a law degree in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Got offered a legal apprenticeship in Edinburgh. But then, like most university students, was doing offshore stuff too.
Yeah.
And then a guy who I met through, what was it through? Can't remember. Political dude. I've forgotten his name, which is horrible. Forbes, I think is his surname. He said, "Well, why don't you use law degree to do something else if you don't want to do it?" I said, "Like what?" I said, "Like, well, do a postgrad degree." Ah, okay. So I did a postgrad degree in human resources at Robert Burns.
Yeah.
I was Aberdeen for 4 or 5 years.
So was that what kind of made you aware of the energy sector?
Oh yeah, I came to Aberdeen in 73 to go to university, and by 74 we were all going offshore on holidays.
Yeah.
So you were aware of it. It was just, well, at that time it was like, boop.
And what was your first job then in the energy sector?
Offshore as a student?
Yeah.
Probably best not to say, right? That was the days when, this is true, a friend of mine who played football for Nairn County, student said, "What are you doing in the summer?" So I'd probably go home, right? "Oh, let's go offshore. I did it last year. It's great." Ah, okay. So we go down to a wee room by the old bank down at the harbour. We sit in the room and the guy goes, "Right, when I put my hand up, put your hand up." "What? When I put my hand up, put your hand up." I'm like, okay. This guy comes in and he shouts words I don't understand, and Dougie goes, So I go. Next thing I know, we're off. No, nothing. No checks, no name.
Very different.
Just a national insurance number. That was it. No training, no nothing.
And what were you doing?
Roused about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He went once as a helicopter mechanic.
Right.
He said it's great until a helicopter busts, then they find out you're not and you have to come home. It was weird.
Yeah.
But within 3 weeks you earned a tax limit, so you just came off after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that was my first sort of experience on
it.
Different, like most students, I guess, back then.
Yeah. And then you joined FMC. You were there for almost 30 years.
I had a job for 4 years with a company pre-FMC.
Yeah.
And then FMC had a plant here in Scotland with about 120 people, something like that.
Yeah.
And they had problems.
Okay.
It was unionised and it wasn't great. They made surface kit, small plant in Dunfermline. And I got headhunted to join them as the HR manager. So that's how I came at the FMC.
Yeah.
Stayed with them for 29 years. Great company.
Yeah. And you were everywhere. So from Dunfermline, Houston.
I lived in Dunfermline, Houston, Pennsylvania, France, Germany, Russia. Yeah, all over.
Yeah.
If you did something well, they gave you something else to do.
It just kept moving.
Yeah, you just kept going.
So, I don't know, 30, 40 plus years in the energy sector? Or
yeah, nearly 30 with FMC, then Aker.
Yeah.
Then JDR, I was CEO at JDR.
And then ProServ.
Then retired, and then ProServ came and got me, and here I am.
So what's your views on the market now? And obviously you're talking about just being told to put your hands up and then flying offshore to where we are now as an industry.
You mean here or you mean globally?
Globally, what's the biggest changes you've seen in the energy sector in that?
Oh, in that
40
period,
plus years, yeah.
the way we treat people,
Yeah.
no question. Whether that's safety or whether that's talent development, or it's just completely
Completely
better
different.
now.
Yeah.
It was risky back then, and it was in the early days. It was for the money, not the career.
Yeah.
And I think we've turned that on its head, right? The energy industry worldwide can offer people such varied and good careers now.
Yeah.
And they're good at talent development now. They don't burn people out anymore. Used to do that a long time ago.
And what about the energy sector here in Aberdeen?
Right. That's a tough one, right? I mean, we've been talking about it for 5-6 years now,
Yeah.
I suppose. And I know a lot of people say it, right? But we're getting to the edge where it's going to matter.
Yeah.
Where we've got rid of the piece you could get rid of, if you like, but now it's beginning to hurt. Now we're losing good people,
Yeah.
good companies.
And are these
prospects.
these companies, I think there's a mix that their companies are disappearing, but also companies are just moving away.
Yeah.
They're just going other places
Got a choice.
where they can get work.
They've got a choice.
Yeah.
It's not, people talk to me about, meet guys from the government in London and guys from Edinburgh, and they all talk about it. And they talk about, I said, it's not about lifting the tax. It's not about the EPL.
Yeah.
It's the fear that you're going to put it back on again.
Yeah. When it
If
comes
you
to
can lift it or leave it, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Just give me stability for 10 years.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Because the guys that make our industry work look at investment cycles for 5 to 10 years. So they want a runway. It doesn't matter if it's
Here or there.
taxes here or there.
Yeah.
Just give me the runway.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I know how to invest. I know I'm going to see my projects to fruition. The uncertainty is the thing that worries everybody. So therefore, when people have that choice, Gulf of Mexico, Brazil, Far East,
all over.
Norway,
Yeah.
why would you spend a dime in Aberdeen?
Yeah.
And we can scream about it and we can shout about it, but that's the facts.
Yeah.
And then what you get is the hinterland of great companies that we've got in Aberdeen, right?
Yeah.
They're beginning to go like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when it hurts. Does it hurt that BP have reduced their headquarters? Yeah. Does it hurt that Shell are downsizing and Harbour have disappeared?
Yeah.
Yes. But when you start biting in to the supply chain and the support companies, then it really hurts.
Yeah.
Then it really bites, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the majority of the
And
jobs.
you can't rebuild it.
No, but why would you? The margins are better elsewhere.
Yeah.
The job opportunities are better elsewhere. Lifestyles are better elsewhere.
Yeah.
Why would you then?
It's a tough one, right? And my fear is that we're going to lose what we're really good at, which is not only the capital side of it, new fields and all that. It's the maintain. It's the life of field stuff.
Yeah.
Aberdeen and the hinterland of Aberdeen has built up such a reputation for life of field kit, right?
Yeah.
And if we lose that, we're done.
Yeah. And we're already seeing more and more kit moving away from Aberdeen.
Yes.
So companies are moving their kit.
Good companies.
Yeah. If you've got rental kit.
Huntington's a prime example, right? Really good company, right? Supply around the world, good reputation, good people. And they just made the decision. We've had enough. We've got choices. We're making them.
Yeah.
And off they went.
Yeah. And we're seeing that more and more. We're seeing Transocean have closed their office in Aberdeen.
Yep. And my dilemma with it is that it's a political football.
Yeah.
And especially now, there's an election coming up. And we just need consensus. We need some kind of plan going forward that we can see what we're going to do and make those choices well.
Yeah. And your CEO, when we spoke to Davis on this podcast, his idea or thought was we should have the energy policy should be taken away from the individual government and it should be an ongoing.
I totally agree. I think he's right. I think, and in a not pleasant way, that's being proven today.
Yeah.
That's being proven today.
Yeah.
Right.
Just doesn't work.
And then people talk about the North Sea exploiting it, and you've gone through cycles of maximizing oil recovery to a presumption against oil to no more drilling.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, we've got a tremendous asset in the North Sea, but we've also got reliability to our partners.
Yeah.
Now I know we're not in the EU, right? But not every European company has those reserves.
Yeah.
It's not just about us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Our industry is about more than us.
Yeah.
It's about Europe. Look what Norway are doing, right? We've got it wrong, I think. We've got it wrong.
Yeah.
And what we aren't talking about is enough. It's like it's a choice. Fossil fuels or green.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. And the true path is decarbonisation, right? The true path is there's somewhere in between.
There is more talk of that now.
Yeah, but we're miles behind now.
Yeah. Yeah. And the supply chain isn't here anymore.
I've been involved in that
moving
for
away.
14 years.
Yeah.
Are we any further forward than we were 14 years ago?
You don't think so?
No. I was on the Offshore Wind Industry Council in London.
Yeah.
With who was the energy minister at the time, Amber Rudd. I was the supply chain guy. There was all
team
and all these boys, right? We're no further forward. And if people think we are, they're dreaming. They're dreaming.
So how do they change that then? Or what needs to be done?
Well, they need to stop looking at building a wind farm and build the infrastructure.
No.
The grid isn't capable.
No. Well, and everybody knows that now.
You can't get a connection. Yeah, but they've known that for 15 years.
Yeah.
They've known that for 15 years. When they awarded Scotland, 5 years ago, whenever it was, so 17 fields by 2030, add in 30 gigawatt. We consume 4. These numbers might not be entirely right? We consume 4. The grid can handle 8, and we're adding 30.
Yeah. What's the point? But also, like, I was at one of the events in Glasgow a couple of months ago, and they were talking about companies actually, the operators getting the fields back because they just can't make it work.
Correct.
The connection cost is too high.
Correct. So it was 17. I think by 2030, 2 might be built. 2 have already been handed back. The rumour is 2 more are going to be handed back.
Yeah.
And the boys that have gone, Shell, BP.
Yeah, yeah.
So you fast forward in your mind what we look like in 20 years.
Yeah.
Energy companies will still be energy companies.
Yeah.
They'll just be supplying it differently.
Yeah.
They're not going to go away.
Yeah.
But they're going away now. That's not a good thing.
So
that's not a good thing.
You've been aware of this for a while, but you came back from Houston in 2014.
Yes.
What made you decide to come back to Aberdeen? Would you have stayed in Houston any longer?
I could have stayed in Houston any longer. What made me come back was a gentleman called Oyvind Eriksson.
Okay.
Who was the CEO and chair at Aker.
Okay.
And he politely talked me into taking a job at Aker.
Yeah.
Really good guy, right? He had a vision. He had a vision for his company that was different, right?
How different?
Just different.
In what way, though? I mean, you must have met loads of CEOs of big companies over the years.
Right. And I've been with FMC 29 years.
Yeah.
And I got approached to speak to them, and I didn't want to leave FMC. I was doing okay.
Yeah.
We're a good company.
You were a company man.
Well, yeah, but I was beginning to be the guy that sat in the corner moaning, right? I was beginning to be the guy.
You'd seen everything.
No, it wasn't that. You get your own ideas, right?
Yeah.
And the company was changing, right? So a friend of mine said, "Hey, I need to meet this guy," and I said, "Why?" He just wants to meet you. So I was over in London. I met the guy, and it turned out to be Oyvind's right-hand dude. And he says, "You need to come and talk to us." I said, "Why did I talk to you? You're the enemy, mate." No, we buried you. Right? You're the enemy. We're having nothing to do with you. No, I think it'd be really good if you came and had a chat. Do me a favour and come and have a chat. I said, yeah, all right. Well, Oyvind wants to meet you. I said, well, I'm not coming. I'm not. You know, I don't want to give anybody a false impression, right?
You won't be moved.
Do not want to work for the competition.
Yeah.
We're not the competition. What do you mean? We're not the competition. So I went and met 2 other guys who worked for Oyvind, and they described to me what they were going to try and do with their company, right?
Yeah.
That they were going to try and make it international. They were going to try and build a company globally that wasn't regional. Because what had happened in air industry and a lot of big companies, FMC too, but they recognized it and changed it. They became regional.
Okay.
So if you ordered that cup from Aberdeen, it looked like that. If you ordered it from Houston, it looked like that.
Yeah.
You couldn't get two things the same.
So it wasn't McDonald's.
Region became powerful
Yeah.
and changed designs, right?
Yeah.
So standardization was gone.
Yeah.
Supply chains couldn't supply everybody because it was different.
Yeah.
And Aker were
And is that how FMC were?
in they grew.
Yeah.
I mean, the journey was huge.
Yeah.
Man. But in 2000 about 9-10, John Grant became CEO. In 2009-10, John went to the board to tell them what the plan was for the next 3-5 years, and it continued. You know, there were 29% growth every year, right?
Yeah.
It's like, let's go like this. And the board turned around to John and said, well, you know, this is great, John, but basically that means you've got to hire 5,000 people next year. Can't do it.
Okay.
Go away and think again. And to John's credit, he did. Right?
Okay.
He went away, he put a team of guys together and said, we need to restructure our company. We can't grow at the rate we want to grow with the structure we've got.
Yeah.
And that wasn't about people or procedures. It was about regions were powerful.
Okay.
Every region had the same big projects, management, design, and it had become regionalized, not global. So he restructured the whole company.
Okay.
So I moved from being managing director in the UK to being director of global subsea operations in Houston.
Yeah.
And John changed the whole company, right? So we that's how FMC strove to change it. Right? Aker saw that trend coming as well, and Oyvind's plan to change it was interesting. So in Aberdeen at that time, they were the second biggest employer in Aberdeen. They had 9 business units.
Okay.
Each business unit had a managing director and management team. So there was subsea, there was MMO, there was engineering, there was
All of it.
I said, yeah, right, I get all that. So they described to me what they're doing. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to have the guy that ran subsea worldwide, the guy that ran engineering worldwide, the guy that ran MMO worldwide. And then they wanted a regional president. And that regional president, the guys running their business in his region would report to him and to the global guy.
Yeah.
So month 1 at Oyvind's meeting, the regional president would present and the global leaders would go, no, wait a minute.
Okay.
The next month it would be a global leader's turn and the regional guy would go, no, wait a minute.
Okay.
So Oyvind's concept was to have his management team month on month rotate.
Yeah. And report
Delivery
each
and
other.
maintenance and reporting.
I guess. Yeah.
And therefore it would be global and regional at the same time, and this model would work, right?
Okay.
But to pull it off, what they wanted was in the UK, they had these 9 businesses. His vision was to bring in somebody to run all of it and take out what he wanted out the 9 businesses and leave the rest with the 9 businesses. So take out marketing, quoting, HR,
Finance, all of that.
everything, anything you wanted,
Yeah.
and centralize it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm chatting to them, right? And I said, well, you know, I don't want to work in your subsidy department. Well, we don't want you to work. So we want you to run all of it.
Yeah.
What? We want you to run all of it. No, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, I'm in Oslo by this time, right? They made me stay over. I'm meeting Oyvind. We sit in a room. There's Oyvind, and he's got 4 of his direct reports, right? And we're chatting. And I said, Oyvind, I think your concept will work. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Just not you.
Well, how do they do it in FMC? I'm not here. With the greatest respect, mate. I said, I think it'll work. If you get the right players in the right job, I think it'll work.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. And you know my 8 or 9 managing directors in the UK, they're all up for it, he says to me. I said, what? They're all up for it.
Yeah.
They think it's a great idea that I'm going to put somebody above him who's going to take what he wants and leave them with the rest. And I said, and he said to me, what do you think of that?
So how did they sell that to the 9 MDs?
Well, he's a smart dude. He said to me, what do you think of that? I said, well, Oyvind, I used to be a managing director in the UK.
Yeah.
So if you come to me and said that, I'd probably have told you where it's shut.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I was you, if they are like that, I'd give them a big bonus and pat them on the back. It's really good, right? All right. So that's what you think. I said, yeah, and obviously your guys, they've explained it all to me. Yeah, but they report to me. They just tell me what I want to hear.
Yeah.
In front of them, he said it,
Yeah.
right? And I went, what do you mean by that? He said, well, I agree with you. my managing directors in the UK are probably like you. I said, right. So what's the point? So you know it's going to be a war.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't. He said, there's only one question then. Can you win that war? And of course, you know, you're an aggressor.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, of course I can win the war. Good. Give him what he wants. And he got up and walked out of the room.
And that was it.
That was it.
So you came
And
in.
in that moment, sure, this is a true story. In that moment, I wanted to work for him.
Okay.
In that moment,
Because you knew
having
how he
been
was.
29 years,
Yeah.
he knew what change in his organization meant.
Yeah.
He knew. Right.
And how easy was that then? So you came in and you opened that new building and
Ooh, wasn't that fun? Yeah. All right. That was, I have to say, I only finished it. It was half built.
You're not taking credit for that.
I'll take credit for the putting green in the car park. They were a great team of people. They were just a typical example of what had happened in the oil industry. So the subsea business up at Dice had 2 or 3 buildings.
Yeah.
The MMO building across the street, managing director, both had management teams, didn't know each other.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't know each other.
Just totally separate businesses.
Didn't social. Yeah, they sometimes met and chatted about what was going on, but no concept of developing people together or sharing resources. So in effect, it was easy from that point of view because people wanted that.
Yeah, it was easy to simplify things.
Yeah, it was cool to do that because it helped.
Yeah. So I guess the first thing then is building that central core of all your functions that require. Yeah.
And people, if you did it right, and obviously we populated it with key people out of the different businesses, so it was good. But then having left FMC, some of the guys I'd dealt with before in the supply chain or private equity guys came calling, and I left to join JDR as CEO.
Yeah.
So that was the journey out. So
and
I would work. I mean, that's people talk to you. 29 years with FMC. Would you go work for Technip FMC? Not sure. Would they want me? Probably not. Would I work for Raven again? In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
The man had a vision. He was a tough dude, right?
And what was your relationship with him going forward during that time? Did you see it?
Really good.
Deal with him
really good
regularly, or
yeah. We once a month we were face to face.
Yeah.
He was used to getting his own way.
Yeah. You would expect so.
You would.
Well, he's just told you that he's got a team of people that just say yes.
If you argued with him, he'd argue with you. But if you calmly made your case,
he would listen.
He would listen.
Yeah.
He was a man that could,
yeah,
6 and 5's 11, 4 and 5's 9. He
switched on.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He was like, there was a guy in FMC called Bob Potter, who was the CEO, number 2 to Kinnear when he was CEO, and number 2 to John when he was CEO. And you went into a meeting with Bob with a plan or anything. You came out, it was always better.
Yeah.
It was always better. And he'd be a hard ass and give you a rough time or bite your head off. But you knew if you went through something with Bob, when you came out, it was better than when you went in.
Yeah.
Right? And that was Oyvind. Oyvind was like that. You could share stuff with him knowing that it would be better after you'd shared it.
So
it's a great thing, right?
Are these kind of styles or leadership tactics that you yourself try to implement for these people that you pick up from?
You change though. You change your style.
Yeah. Depends on the people, the team, the environment.
Well, no, it depends on experience. Right?
Yeah.
It took me 15 years to figure out I was doing it wrong.
Yeah. What were you doing wrong?
Do that, pick that up, move it there, do this, do that. One of those. I was one of those, probably. And you go 100%, right?
Yeah,
you're young, you're after it.
Yeah.
And you
want to build something.
Yeah, and I remember a guy described, you go to these feedback things and the guy said to me, yeah, mate, you're a speedboat. You know what a harbour is, don't you? Yeah. Describe it. It's where you go in and it's where you come out. But you said, yeah, this is you though. There's boats in that harbour with people working on them. You just go through it in a speedboat.
Yeah.
Create waves, they fall over. And I'm like, oh, you're going to tell me to slow down and go like, no, I'm just going to tell you to have people behind you to pick up the bodies. I was like, but two things happened in my career that changed it. One was after about 10 years maybe with FMC, something like that, 8, 10. I had lived in France and run the French plant.
Yeah.
And we had about 300 people. It was a dual purpose plant. They made marine loading arms and made surface kit. About 200 people in marine loading arms, about 250 in wellhead. So I was there as the boss.
Yeah.
And I left and did other things. And then FMC gave me a job running several international locations, one of which was France, but I didn't have to live there. But unknown to me, they had downsized it.
Okay.
So they'd taken it from 250 people down to 43.
Wow.
Overnight. Last in, first out, off you go. So we had that plant. We had a plant in Houston, 2 plants in Singapore that all made surface kit. So I convinced a guy called Christian Held, who was my engineer manager when I lived there, to run it for me.
Okay.
Because that was remote. I was based in the UK. He took a lot of talking, right? And he said, yeah, you need to come over though. It's a nightmare, right? People are... So I go over and we meet, we have a chat, right? We're going to meet all the employees, 43 of them. He said, but David, you got to, it's a nightmare here, right? People think we're going to close it. It's just a nightmare. Okay, so we're going to do this and we're going to do that. So we get in front of the guys, right? And I can speak French, right? So we're chatting away about different things. And it's all, everyone's like, right? And there's one guy in the room who's from the marine loading arm side, the union reps, full-time, the whole place is unionized management too. So at the end of the spiel, I said, any questions? And I always remember a guy at the back, Danny Gage, his name was, who was a full shift supervisor when I was there, when I lived there.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Danny, how are you? He said, I'm good. I said, I'm good to see you're still here. He said, yeah, but I'm a forklift driver now. Last in, first out.
Okay.
So I drive a forklift and move stuff about. All right. So what's your question, Danny? You're here at Shawnet, aren't you?
And why did they have that mindset?
They'd gone from 200 people to 40.
Yeah.
They were French. They were unionized. They had plants in Singapore and Houston. They weren't stupid.
Yeah.
These were smart people. They'd been making wellheads for 50 years.
Yeah. So what was your response to Danny?
My response was going to be the company response. No, we're doing this. And I looked at Christian and he looked at me and I went, yeah, I'm here at Shawnet. We knew it. You're the butcher, right? He's like, dimmer me. And I said, yeah, I'm here at Shawnet. And the place erupted, right? And I said, calm down, guys, right? This is FMC we're talking about. We're putting billions in the subsea. Right? We're building a new plant in Scotland, Houston. And you've got 2 competitors, Singapore, where we've got 2 surface plants in Houston.
Yeah.
And you. So yeah, we're here to close it. Unless, and Danny goes, unless what? Unless you beat them. What do you mean? I think you can beat them. I think you can beat them.
So it was a pep talk.
No, it was the truth.
Yeah.
I said, I think you can beat them.
And could they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, and another guy said, what do you mean? Well, you've been doing this for 50 years, guys.
You know your stuff.
You know how to do this.
Yeah.
So all we've got to do is change. Like what? Well, you've got a twin pallet machine that makes valves, right? One's being machined, one's waiting on a pallet. And it goes, it's automated. So while it's doing that, why don't you assemble the valve? Yeah. Well, that goes to assembling test. No.
You can do it here.
So while the customer's paying me 8 hours to machine a valve, he's paying me the 3 hours to assemble it. You assemble it while the machine's running.
Yeah.
Well, you're not assembling, unwrap stuff and put it in stores. See that guy there? Design engineer. Yeah, let him drive the forklift. Union guy went, sir, we got demarcation. We go, hey, guy, you can sit there and shut up. I don't know those will match your take.
Or there'll be no jobs.
Danny asked, you mean this, don't you? Yeah. We can do anything.
Yeah.
Instead, while you're watching the machine, don't watch the machine, paint the yellow line on the floor. Let's do it.
Just use the time.
Just go.
Yeah.
Change the rules of the game. And they did. And it just went like that.
Yeah.
Went like that. Took off. That first year, the numbers for the region were 100 million sales. And I think it was 8 million of it. And the French plant did 10 million of it.
Wow. So it contributed.
6 of the profit.
Wow. Okay. So it made the money.
Oh, yeah. And they took off. And I left, right? For another job. And the guy that took it over, Graham, he built it up again till I think it was topping 300 people and opened another plant next door.
Wow.
They did it.
So they really turned it around.
Oh, yeah. And that moment with Danny and a couple other guys in the room looking at you, tell us the truth.
Yeah.
To trust us to do this. And if you trust a team of people and enable them, take the barriers out of the way, enable them to do more than they think they can do,
They'll get on with it.
works every time.
Yeah.
Works every time.
And
Works every time. Don't protect yourself. Take the risk yourself and let the team operate.
And when you went to ProServ,
Yeah.
and you've been at ProServ, and then you mentioned at the start you changed job title a bit.
Yeah.
How was the change there when you brought Davis in? How did that?
Davis was already there.
Yeah, but you promoting him to the CEO,
Yes.
that was your position, and
Yeah.
how what was the change there and within the business, or what made you decide to do that?
Davis earned it. Davis was ready. When I came in as CEO at ProServ, Davis was COO, I think.
Yeah.
And he's a key part of that. He always has been a key part of that business, right? And I asked Davis to help me. I asked him to become Chief Strategy Officer and work out the future of the company. And I would help him deliver it, and I would help him become CEO. And that's the commitment I made to Davis. And that was my commitment to him, and he was ready, without a question. He's probably ready before.
Yeah. Just never had the chance.
I just held him off with a big stick.
Yeah.
No.
This is my job.
No. And we got on,
Yeah.
right? We're different characters, but we get on. We think the same way in a lot of things. And Davis absolutely ready for it. So the change was easy. I went to the board and said, "Now's the time.
Yeah.
Let's." I became group CEO when we split ProServ and Gilmore into two.
Yeah.
And then I went to the board and said, "I'm getting in the way. We need to change.
Yeah.
Make me part-time chairman. Give it to Davis as CEO, and let's go." And that's what we did.
It was a company going through a bit of restructuring when you joined.
Oh yeah. When I joined, that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted somebody to throw up the jigsaw and pick the bits up that were good and put it back together, and that's what Davis and I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's been an MBO.
Yes, last year. Last year Davis and GII Finance backed it and did an MBO last year. Yeah, it's good.
And how did that come around?
We convinced the previous owners, Oaktree and KKR, that the time had come for them to relinquish their ownership of the company, to sell the company on. So we started to go through a process for that, as you normally do.
Yeah.
And during that process, Davis looked around and found a backer and competed with competing bids to take it over. And that's what we did.
Did that take a year?
No.
It was quite a quick process.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it took, I would say overall, it probably took 3 to 6 months, maybe, something like that. Davis would probably say longer because I wasn't doing any work. Right?
He was working on it.
Yeah, he was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Davis?" So that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've been involved in like ETZ and stuff like that here.
Still on the board of ETZ with all the folks that are on that. A good team of people, right?
And what's involved in that?
Doing good stuff. For me,
Yeah.
I go to board meetings, right? So we sit on board meetings. It's really well run from that, as you would imagine, with Sir Ian Wood and Maggie McGinley, right? It's well run from a governance point of view, and from a strategic planning. So you get involved mainly in that, and looking at the path forward and what we're doing, but also in the background, you do things that you can from your industry position.
Yeah.
So I've helped with introductions to different people in the renewables space, different organisations around Scotland as ETZ looks for its bigger capability than just Aberdeenshire, because I think it does have a capability beyond Aberdeenshire.
Yeah.
And which is good.
And you mentioned you're on the board with a golf club. You've been on the board with the Scottish Government Trade.
Oh,
How?
that was fun.
What does that bring, or what did that give you, or what was your insight to how, maybe from a government side, how they think about the energy sector?
Oh, you're recording this, right? That's unfair, right? There's a lot of. I don't understand well enough the political minefield, right, that these guys live in.
Yeah.
So I joined the trade. I was asked to join the trade board. It's a ministerial trade board that is supposed to advise government on the economic growth plan for Scotland exports.
Yeah.
So it's all good, right? There's a lot of really good people on it. There was 3 of us on it from the energy sectors. There was myself, Richard Knox from Verloom.
Yeah.
Good guy. Like Richard.
I saw him yesterday. There was a Houston Gateway.
Good guy. and a guy called Simon. God, I haven't seen him for about a year. That's shocking. Forrest from Nova.
Okay.
Right. And we got asked to form a little subcommittee on renewables and help them with a renewables plan. That was an eye-opener, right? The good news I would tell you is there are civil servants in that organization who care about what they're doing and understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, politicians get in their way.
They hold it up.
Well, they don't hold it up. It seems to me that politics today is 51% thinking about being in the seat tomorrow and 49% doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. It should be the other way around, right? So it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, right?
When you look at the transition here, you've mentioned we're gone completely the wrong way, and it's not changed in 14 years since you've been involved.
That's unfair. It has changed, right?
But not to the momentum we'd like it to have changed.
No, it's not. There's a lot of companies in Aberdeenshire and Aberdeen that are involved in the renewables industry.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of them are supplying kit, not for these shores though.
No, everywhere else.
Yeah.
So
we're losing the race, right?
So
we're losing.
With regards to that race, you've worked in Russia, France, Houston, all over the world. Is there things for these other countries that you've seen and think why we've not introduced that here to our policy or how we're going?
Mm-hmm.
What sort
Denmark
of things?
Norway. Look at Denmark and Norway.
Yeah.
That's what stuns me.
Night and day.
It's not difficult.
Yeah.
Just catch a little plane for half an hour and go look.
Yeah.
What they've done with their energy policy and the way they've encouraged the transition is completely different from what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we don't learn that. It's fossil fuel bad, renewable good. That's not how it is.
Yeah.
Like I was speaking with Doug Duguid the other day.
Okay. Yeah.
And his Aurora company, they're working out in Australia, doing great things, right? So he was explaining to me they're using renewables because the mines are decarbonizing mines and using electricity to power them. So they're going round the land wind farms next to mines in remote areas.
Wow. I've never heard of that.
The story is no X. And
Yeah,
Y.
one
the
or the
story
other.
is use one to decarbonize the other.
Yeah.
We're not.
Not even close.
Top of the agenda should be, how do we decarbonize the production of oil out of the North Sea? Not, we need to stop it, it's bad. No.
Yeah.
No, we need to figure better ways to do what we're doing, right? And it's just we've pushed to both extremes of the discussion, which to me it's not a winner.
Yeah.
Right? And I just can't see the demands on the infrastructure, whether that's the grid or ports or anything else, are so big.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm not a historian, but I'm guessing when you look back, the guys that fund our industry and what we're doing is forcing them out.
Yeah.
Equinor, Shell, BP. People talk about taxing them, but these are the guys that invest in infrastructure. These are the guys that
that's
build the rigs or the big white.
There's less and less of that.
Yeah. And
why would they? Yeah.
Pass. But they're building it elsewhere, right? Other places are, Taiwan, Japan, going gung. The big prize for us is floating wind, not fixed. Floating winds.
I listened to...
they're building 3 demonstrator floating wind projects outside the UK.
Well, I listened to Sarah Can-Bascalis talking at Subsea Expo, the breakfast, regards the Elemental Energy's floating wind project that will go live in 2029.
Yeah.
But they were talking about the subsea supply chain that they'll need.
Yes.
And when you look at it, that subsea supply chain just won't be there in 2029.
Correct.
You'd be lucky if it's there in 2028.
Correct.
So what happens?
When you look at
floating
wind, the move from that subsea supply chain is an easy fit.
Yeah.
It's an easy fit.
Yeah. But that kit and those people and that expertise will be in Asia or Brazil or somewhere else by 2029 if things continue as they are. So that project will have its own problems.
I was asked 3-4 years ago to chair a meeting in Edinburgh of somebody duck tank, somebody wanted somebody to do it. It was a government thing, and they had Finland, Spain, Portugal, us, Scotland, two other countries, I can't remember, presenting their case for renewables and offshore wind.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are they going to show us? So anyway, in we go, right? And it was okay. The Scottish guys got up and did a good job, right? And the guy from Spain gets up, and there's two of them. There's a guy from the Basque region,
Okay.
and there's a guy from Madrid. And
Yeah.
it's like they're two. It's like
Just enemies.
yeah. It's like, so the guy from Spain gives all this political stuff. He's a politician, right? Oh, we're looking at this and we're looking at that. The guy from the Basque region gets up, and it's the Basque region, right? There's no water anywhere near it, right? It's not. They got 121 operating companies currently supplying wind farms around the world.
Wow.
I'm like, what? And he shows it. Boom! Up it goes. Yeah, we don't have wind farms, so we focused on low-cost supplying technology. They got 121 companies 4 years ago established supplying wind farms around the world.
Globally. Wow.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
What's the Spanish guy thinking when he sees that?
He's just sitting there. It's like, yeah, right.
Rubbish.
I'm like, blimey.
Yeah.
That's
Impressive.
that is
Yeah.
impressive, right?
Yeah.
Now, whether they all exist today, I couldn't answer. Some were startups and
Yeah.
some were bigger.
Yeah.
But to have that process, and then Portugal get up, they got the first demonstrator floating wind farm built.
Yeah. We're miles behind. Yeah.
Equinor asked the Scottish government in 2014. I was in the room, and the Scottish government asked the head of renewables at Equinor, what can we do for you? Give me the first commercial floating wind farm and I'll build it for you. He's still waiting for the answer.
No.
12 years later.
Yeah. So that's not happening.
I can name the people that are in the room, but I won't.
So what's
People are looking for partners to
Yeah.
help them. Right?
Yeah.
And floating wind will be like that. Somebody's going to have to take the risk and build a sizable floating wind farm where the cost is going to be horrendous, right?
Yeah. But they'll just have to burden that.
Somebody's going to have to prove it
Yeah.
and then size it, and the cost will,
Come down.
right? Somebody's got to take that leap of faith.
Yeah. But
And
the
that's industry and government, right? That's not, you're not pointing the finger at any individual
Yeah.
there. You're saying, how do we figure between us
how we make
that
this work.
opportunity to make that work,
Yeah.
right? Because I think we can.
Yeah.
I think we can.
And what's the future for you then? What's David Currie doing in 3, 4, 5 years for you now?
Oh, I have no idea. I got asked that 5 years ago and I said golfing and retire, but I still haven't. But I'm only
You tried that?
I tried that. My wife would go bonkers. What do you mean they're going to stay at home all the time? I don't know, Kenny, is the answer, right? I enjoy what I'm doing with Davis and the team at ProServ. If Davis said to me tomorrow, the journey's over, then I would accept that. Right?
Yeah.
That's, I only want to be, as chairman, I don't want to be an interference. I want to be useful, right? I want to add value for what he needs that journey to be, and I'm fine with that. I've been approached for other stuff and haven't done it.
Yeah.
Right? I would never do nothing,
Yeah.
right? I enjoy what I'm doing with ETZ. I've done some other stuff. I help out Scottish Enterprise guys now and again with different things. I'm one of these global Scot guys that helps if you get asked.
So would it be more of an advisory support type thing?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't go back and run a company again?
I'm too old for that caper.
So maybe not.
Maybe.
It depends.
No, I can't. I'm getting too old. Getting too old.
Yeah, not at all. And then what do you do then when you're no working?
Think about work. No, that's not fair, right? Think, okay, how can I trick Davis in? No, what do I do when I'm not working? I golf.
Yeah.
I'm hopeless, man, but I love it. Right, I really enjoy golf. I love gardening. I don't do enough of it, but that's life. I like old cars.
Okay.
I have no clue what they do, but I like old cars.
Yeah. And then a couple of final questions. If you were giving somebody advice coming into the sector right now, what would be your advice to them? Or a young leader leading a company in the supply chain?
Yeah, I can, because a guy told me this once. When I was away working in another division of FMC long time ago, and its business here was in big trouble.
Yeah.
It was just shocking. Delivery was really bad. Profitability was a big minus number. It was really bad. And the CEO came and get me from another division, right? I said, I need you to go home. I don't understand why this is broken. You need to go fix it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm running this division on my own.
Yeah, happy where I am.
Happy lad, right? I go there. It reports to Norway. God, it'll be a nightmare. I'm not the best at reporting to Norway. It'll be a nightmare. I need you to do this. So eventually I say, yeah. And he says to me, okay, I'm going to give you 3 bits of advice. I said, yeah, okay then. Number 1, you're only as good as the people that work for you. Number 2, never sell for second best. And number 3, if you go to war with Norway, I'll back them against you. And when he told me all that, I'm thinking, right, I'm like, you're putting me in a no-win situation. No, he wasn't. He was making me win without conflict, right?
Yeah.
He was telling me, I actually know where the problem lies, but I'm going to back them against you.
Yeah.
So you have to fix this in a constructive manner, right? And that thing about trusting those, you're only as good as those around you, and don't settle for second best. Any young leader, that's what I'd say. You're only as good as the team of people you've got. The culture created in the company is only the weakest culture you will accept.
Yeah.
Be confident in what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And it's always about the people around you, enabling the team to win. It always is. If I'd known that a long time ago, I'd have been.
You'd be flying.
I wouldn't have been sitting doing this interview. I'd have been lying on a beach somewhere. But no, it's true, right? It's all about.
But you wouldn't have been, because you'd have been working.
Yeah. But that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And what will the David Currie legacy be when you're finished, when you've retired eventually? What will people say about David Currie, or what would you like them to say?
That was good fun.
Yeah.
I meet guys from places I've worked before, and some of them cross the street. But some of them go and go, that was brilliant, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what matters, right? Doesn't matter what you do on the day.
Yeah.
It matters when you meet the guy 10 years down the road, you're going to have a beer.
Yeah.
And remember that it was good.
Good.
Yeah,
and then last question, if you were to sit in the bar and have a drink with anybody, have a chat, who would you sit with? Who would you want to have a chat with?
Oh my God, that's a good question.
And we've had everything on here.
I was going to say one name, but I've had a chat with him, so we won't say that on the Churchill.
Churchill.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good answer.
How did you do that? With all your weaknesses and flaws, how did you do that?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Yeah, that would be.
My tagline on LinkedIn has gone from failure to failure, basically, without getting up, and it's a Churchill line.
Aye, it would be him.
But perfect. David, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. I hope
Appreciate it.